Hello, friends. Welcome to Living Conversations. I am Nazir Pierre. Today, I would like to talk about sin. Now, when many people hear the word sin, they immediately think about rules. They think about a list of things they should not do. But what if sin is deeper than that? What if sin is not merely the breaking of rules? What if sin is living outside of God's love, truth, and design? Think about it for a moment. When a fish leaves the water, it suffers. Not because God is angry at the fish, not because the fish broke a rule. It suffers because it has left the environment it was designed for. In a similar way, when we live outside of God's design, we experience the consequences of that separation. When we lie, we move away from truth. When we hate, we move away from love. When we exploit others, we move away from justice. When we abuse our bodies, our relationships, or our responsibilities, we move away from design. Sin is not merely doing bad things. Sin is any way of living that departs from God's love, truth, and design. This is why sin matters. Not because God is looking for reasons to punish us, but because God understands what happens when we disconnect from the source of life. The consequence of sin is not simply punishment. The consequence of sin is distortion. It damages relationships. It damages communities. It damages our ability to see clearly. It damages our connection with God, others, and even ourselves. This is why Jesus came. Not merely to forgive us, but to restore us, to connect us to the Father, to show us what life in alignment with God's love, truth, and design actually looks like. And perhaps that changes the way we think about sin. Instead of asking, what rules did I break? Maybe we begin asking, where have I moved away from love? Where have I moved away from truth? Where have I moved away from God's design? Because Restoration begins when we are willing to see clearly. Thank you for joining me for this conversation. Grace and peace.